Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Sophia Parola with Garden State Film Festival, and I am here with Kyle James Marr. He is the writer, director, actor in 22, a short film that is accepted and playing this year at Garden State. Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today about 22 and everything that goes along with it. I'm so excited to talk to you about it. First, can you start off just by introducing yourself and what your film is about?
So yeah, I'm Kyle James Marr. So my film 22 really goes into, so it explores essentially the mental health issues that face the United States veteran community. The title 22 refers to the unfortunate statistic that we deal with daily, in which 22 United States veterans every day take their lives.
I appreciate so much that you took the time to make this film and talk about such a serious issue that I don't think a lot of people know about. I saw that statistic at the end of the short film, and you hear about, mental health issues a lot and suicide rates a lot, but specifically with veterans, I honestly did not know that fact. And I would love just to know how this all came about. What was your inspiration for writing this film? Are you a veteran yourself? Do you know, I would just love to know.
I am.
Thank you very much. And yes, please explain just your inspiration for writing it, how it all came about.
So the setting in which the film takes place is, it's actually somewhere where I would kind of go from my daily serenity, I guess. And, there is and obviously for anybody who is, there's a truck going by. So for anyone who is, had those just, I think it applies aside from just veterans, but anybody who has just needed that place of like inner serenity in times of turmoil where you can't hear your own thoughts, feelings, or anything. I just thought I was driving on the New Jersey Turnpike, and I just thought that I just thought up the idea, and then I went to Ryan Hercier, who is the director of photography, and just told him the idea. We went out there with a camera, a drone, and shot it in only a few hours. It was a pretty clear and concise idea, and it all came together very quickly.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned just anyone with that place of serenity. A lot of people suffer from PTSD, and I know that you're right, that I think this film is extremely relatable, not just for veterans or people who might, unfortunately be thinking about suicide, but just anyone who has something on their mind and their thoughts that makes it so hard just to look around and focus on what's happening in the present moment. And I love that location that you went in. Just love to know, did you know exactly what the story was going to be like when you went into it? You kind of had your DP, and you took a few hours, you said, but did you know exactly what was going to happen, what the process was going to be, or was it just going out there, shotgunning it, and then you dealt with it later after editing? What was that process like?
So I had him and I had worked together for years. We worked together at Major League Baseball. And then we've worked on some other projects together. So him and I have a very clear and concise language on creative projects that we work on. So it was pretty much like I would say, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what we need. I do want some wides, and I'm trying to think how to explain it. It just kind of was. It was very simple. The idea was very clear and concise, and there wasn't too much.
Right.
I'm walking by
absolutely. No, I'm sorry. You're multitasking too.
I'm sorry.
No problem at all. I appreciate the dedication. I know that, you have to find an area that you could talk, and I appreciate you taking the time just to talk to us and finding how to do that. So appreciate that. But yeah, I love that you said it was a simple shoot, but I mean, the idea is so far from simple, and the subject matter is so far from simple, and you're a veteran yourself. And that's one of the most powerful things I think about film is sharing your own perspectives, sharing other people's perspectives and stories. If you want me to wait, or if you're ready to answer the next question, I have a next one. Are you good, Kyle?
Absolutely.
So I would love to know, I mean, yes, as I was saying, the power of film, that you could share your own perspectives, you could share other people's stories and issues that they're dealing with, and that helps people get another perspective and an insight on something that maybe they would have not known before they watched the film. I would love to know, just how do you feel about film as a tool, and why you think people should really support and invest and watch films, especially like yours, but films in general. What are you hoping people get out of watching 22?
I would say that film is probably, not probably, I think it is the most powerful version of art out there. I mean, it really combines everything, performance, sound, and, the moving picture. But what I would really hope, and you get so much awareness from so many things that you just don't know about through film, through narrative, whether it be fiction or nonfiction or documentary. I would just hope that people walk away with more of an awareness of what goes on, and just just because somebody who is a is a veteran, the men and women who served overseas. I mean, that there are these battles that these people go through in your very own backyard that you would never even know about. And it's just kind of, and I think the idea of 22 kind of not only applies to veterans, but I mean, that whole, what is it? The saying that, everybody, you don't know somebody else's personal battle until you walk in their shoes, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, it's just kind of like, the character in the film is just like, obviously he's going through, in that very moment, a lot of turmoil. And it's just, you pass people on the street every day and they could appear fine, or you deal with somebody who's not that nice to you in a Wawa checkout line, and you just don't know. You don't know. You have no idea what they're struggling with. And sometimes it's really more than you can imagine.
Beautifully said. I mean, I think that your film really, I mean, it absolutely captures that. You don't know what's happening in your own backyard. You don't know what someone's going through. You don't know what their demons are. And you really never know. Behind every smile, there's a story. And I think that it's beautiful that you really took this time to make a film less than 2 minutes. That's the most important. That was what blew my mind, was that all this happened in less than 2 minutes, and it has such a powerful message. And I know that definitely people watching will feel that. You really don't know what someone's going through. I mean, I don't know if I can ask you this, and if you're comfortable with sharing, but I mean, as a veteran yourself, and with this such a powerful statistic that a lot of people don't know about, in your mind, just being a veteran and someone who knows about the issue, how can someone help? What can someone do when, people might not know that this is an issue that's going on, but what are some ways that people can help? I know you had a phone number at the end, but just in your mind, how can someone help? What more can people do?
I would say the most important thing ever, and personally, with even people I've worked with, and in ways that this issue has personally affected me, and professionally and everything, I would say the one thing that is always cause of concern with a soldier who is going through this kind of turmoil and pain and everything is it's the lack of support group. And it's just, and sometimes on the veteran side, I think they feel like they can't share, or they don't have anybody to talk to. And I think really it's just being there and really genuinely being a support group for somebody, or, that hand of support, even when it's uncomfortable for you and that other person.
Mhm. I love that. Thank you so much, Kyle. And my last question for you, I know you're walking around and I appreciate this so much. I can't say that enough. My last question is, what made you want to submit this to Garden State? What does it mean having this film premiere at Garden State Film Festival for you?
So I've been making films for years, and Garden State was always one of my goals to get into. Obviously it's, I'm a New Jersey resident. I was raised most of my life in New Jersey, and every time I leave, I end up coming back. So I just, it was just always like the one film festival that I was like, hey, you know what? Garden State, like it's where I'm from, and being a local voice to where I'm a resident has always been, it's always been a goal of mine. And I've attended Garden State Film Festival. I just love how it's evolved over the years, and always wanted to be a part of it. So that was why I chose that to be my premiere for this.
Wonderful, wonderful. That means so much. I mean, I don't speak for Garden State, but just working with Garden State and seeing how much the filmmakers take their time and creativity to submit to Garden State and make films that are so powerful, that means so much that Garden State was really on your mind, and it meant so much to you to submit. And I'm so happy that your film will be premiering at Garden State, and people will not only see your work and your perspective, but just, yeah, you're getting the message out and you're letting more people know about this issue and how they can help. And I love your words that people could just be a good support system. People could be more open-minded when they're talking to someone. You really never know what they're going through. And I love that we got the time to hear your insight and talk to you today. And congratulations again. I'm so happy that this film will be premiering at Garden State. And for everyone who's watching, this is how you can see it. Luckily, it'll be virtually, so you can be anywhere and see this film. It'll be premiering virtually Saturday, the 27th, in the venue of the Paramount in the film block, 10:45 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. So I really hope people take the time. As I said, it's less than 2 minutes, but it's so important to watch this, and it's so important to be a good support system for anyone, not only veterans, but just anyone who might be going through something like this. And thank you so much for all your work, and for in the past, and for filmmaking, and just sharing your story. It really is wonderful, and we appreciate your insight, Kyle, and your creativity.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to speak to me. I appreciate it. I'm really excited.
Thank you so much. Well, congrats again, and always keep Garden State on your mind. Keep making films, keep submitting. Thank you. Have a great day.